everybody, this is Chanda Rankin with Coffee with Chanda, coming straight out of the Heartland this morning on a Tuesday morning. A little gray, but it'll get brighter. I was just thinking about a topic this morning, and it varies greatly from the blog post I did. That was a little more, it wasn't technical, but it was information how to make a compelling page on Facebook. And there were 20 tips I had on an infographic that I actually found, but I expanded upon that information a little bit on a few points that I thought were really important, and really with those standalone 3 points you could have a page just based on those. So I'm not going to get into that this morning, but if you would like to check it out, it's on chandarankin.com, and it is today's post, which is November 29th. Yeah. So, great morning, everybody. I just wanted to actually talk a little bit about telling your story. And you're like, Chanda, but I don't have a story. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. And I started thinking about this a little bit more. I mean, it's very important in any type of marketing to have a story and to expand upon that. Morning, Jackie! Talking about telling your story. What is Jackie's story? She's probably got some good ones. But I was actually listening to a video yesterday. I saw the link on a fellow blogger's Facebook feed, and I'll shout out to her, Ms. Bick, and I will actually put her link in the comments below in a little bit. She has a travel blog, and I just want to go travel when I read her stuff. So anyway, she had a link on her Facebook feed, and it was Teal Swan and Ralph Smart interview. And while I don't agree philosophically and, you know, spiritually with everything the two of them believe, I actually do listen to Ralph Smart quite a bit. And it was kind of funny that I noticed that she posts a link with him in it, because I didn't know anybody else that listened to him. He's a psychologist and a spiritual leader, and he writes. I believe he's from the UK, but I'm not sure. Anyway, it's fascinating. I have not listened to the whole interview, but one part that really stuck in my mind from yesterday was to get your story out. And this whole interview, it's not just about telling your story, it's actually about the state of the world right now and the state of flux, so it's very different. However, he was talking about he and Teal putting themselves out there and, you know, really showing who they are to the people that look up to them. I mean, putting their story out. And he said, some of these thoughts are from that interview that he talked about, and I've heard some of these before, but some were put in an interesting perspective to me. But it's like, well, do I have a story? I don't have a story. Well, because there is nothing new under the sun. There's no new story in the history of the world. It's been told over and over and over. But I'm saying that to qualify that, you should still tell your story. Because even if you help one person, if one person hears what you have to say, and by putting yourself out there, someone else might get through that thing that they don't think they can get through. You might be their glimmer of hope. You might be their inspirational nugget that they talk about, like I'm talking about that interview. You just never know who you're going to reach and who you're going to touch. And I know I do not have a super big following. However, I have had some people that surprised me a little bit that have watched some of my recordings, and they've commented about, you know, a specific thing I talked about, and different people take away different things. and how I've helped some people. And if I can just help one person, that's really my goal. However, there's a flip side to that. If you do help one person, people out there might think, well, who is she? Who does she think she is? She's holding herself up higher than everybody else. No. I am human and I make all sorts of mistakes. And this is just my experience in life. So, I'm sharing that. Because of that, people might pick you apart. They might start looking at, oh, well, they do this wrong and they do this wrong. Well, you know what? Don't become involved in that pettiness, because you do have a higher purpose. You just need to look at that and look inward and surround yourself with people that do share your vision. It's not always easy to do. It's like doing a live and maybe no one shows up. So what? Or if one person shows up or whatever, because this is actually recording and people can listen to this later on too. So even if no one heard it, it's helping me present. It helps me practice. And it also solidifies my thoughts in my mind because I'm hearing myself say it out loud. So it's win-win-win-win situation, right? So even though you have that story, it might be a story as old as time, but you can still spin it and put your perspective on it. You need to take that story and put your own thumbprint on it. That makes me think of those thumbprint cookies or the thumbprint ornaments. You put your thumbprint on it. No other ornament ever, or cookie ever, is exactly the same because of that. It's your thumbprint. It is unique to you. That is pretty amazing that there are no two that are alike, even twins. Jackie, thank you. Oh, I love seeing your face. I need to see it soon. So we need to set up a time. So put your thumbprint on your story. Everybody has a different perspective, every single person. The story might be the same, but you are not. You are unique, and you're the only one that's ever been and ever will be. Think of that in the span of the world and in the universe. That's crazy. So as you're doing this, you don't have an ulterior motive. Share out of the kindness of your own heart and show gratefulness. Because if you're doing it to get something, you're not going to get that thing that you want to get. That's not why you're doing it. Don't think about what's popular. Oh, is this going to go viral? No, that's not really the way to go about it either. You have to think about what's right. And maybe by doing that and being yourself, it will become viral. Do you see how it's really turned around? Be yourself and you will be popular. I had talked about this before. I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, but yesterday a person that's mentioned this to me before said it again, that this person felt that I seemed like I was very comfortable in my skin, and I was one of the only other people that he knew that he could see that was like that as much as he was. And trust me, he was very comfortable in his own skin. So I said, you know, that is actually a compliment, because why have the facade? Why have the pretenses? Just be yourself. Be your unique, original self, and who cares? Who cares? So by doing that, you're going to have your own message. You'll make it yours. Don't send out a message that's spammy or something you copied and pasted from somebody else. You'll be seen immediately as being a fraud. Immediately. So there's really no point in doing that. So speak from your heart, and if you do that, you'll have a genuine quality to you, and people will see your uniqueness. And by doing that, knowing who you are more and more, your mind will begin to awaken. You will find out what your potential is. can't help but to wake up, and you really want to do that anyway. And by doing that, you can cause a domino effect to other people. Even if it's just that one person that I mentioned, one other person, let your voice be heard. That is what I wanted to talk about, because that just sparked a thought in my mind from that interview. And again, I've talked about some of these points before, but it's just so important just to put your story out there. And actually, I have a tip sheet on storytelling tips, because like I said, especially marketing, it needs to have a compelling story behind it. And even personally, you'll become a more interesting person if you understand what your story is. Everybody has a story, even if it's repeated from somebody else, but you are the only one that has your perspective. So know what that is. Be more comfortable in your own skin in doing that. And that's really what life's about. Don't go through life trying to be somebody else, because you will never be that. That person's already taken. So, sorry to pop your bubble, burst your bubble. Anyway, just wanted to shout that out. And again, if you wanted to check out my blog, there's a variety of marketing information and mindset on there, and it's just ChandraRankin.com. Click on blog. And today's was specifically a little more about Facebook, how to create a compelling page, and that can be your personal page or a business page. And in there is a link to some training we have tonight. I am really excited about, actually, because I'm on this Facebook kick all week. I created a fan page over the weekend, and I'm trying to improve that as much as I can. And, if I can find out some more tips, hey, all the more better. It's free information. Perfect. Anyway, have a great day. Like, comment, share if you liked this video. Speak it out to the world. Speak out your voice. And I will see you in the next video. Ciao.